What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review. Today I'll be taking a look at Resplendent Male Grima and gonna be going over the builds that you can run on him, and at the end I'll have a special bonus segment. So Male Grima is a Book 2 green armored dragon with exploration as his preferred weapon. This is the same weapon as female Grima, so there's not a lot of change, but since he's an armor unit, he's able to use the far save skills to make use out of the distant counter effect in this weapon. But unfortunately, because this is an older refine, he doesn't really have a lot of effects. So with the weapon refine, he's able to get +4 to all of these stats, and he's also able to get the guard in the combat. But nowadays we have inhittable weapons that can offer a lot more compared to exploration that he has got. So you're probably better off not even spending divine dues on this kind of weapon refine. It was a refine that was 3 years ago, so that's why it's a bit old, and he's actually the first fallen unit to get a resplendent version. And now with the Resplendent stats, he becomes the highest attack Book 2 unit. So he's going to be having more attack than Resplendent Searcher, and that is going to be helping him even in the modern times against a lot of the nukes that are going to be having quite a bit of damage reduction. So even without the damage reduction piercing, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage with his base 42 attack, which does have a super boon, and he also has a lot of HP. So he can make use of the near save build as an armor unit and basically make use of his attack boon and also defense asset if you're going to be spending an Ascended Floret on him. Even though he has got distant counter weapon, he's not going to be functioning the best as a far savior because the things that you need to function as a far savior are pretty insane, and even the recent far save units are going to be having trouble tanking a lot of the ranged threats. So an older unit like him is definitely going to be having a tough time. And if you're going to be building him up nowadays, then you're going to be needing to choose between these two weapons. Like I said, spending your divine dues on exploration is definitely not it if you haven't refined the weapon. But if you have refined the weapon, then you can still move on to the better weapons, because New Sunstone Plus also gives you the guard effect, and it also gives you 15% flat damage reduction based on your attack on foe's first attack. So having the flat damage reduction is extremely useful. You're pretty much trading away the distant counter effect for the flat damage reduction with a weapon like this, and it's totally worth it, especially when you're going to be near saving with him. And Arcane Grima could also be a weapon, but it's a bit old. It doesn't really give you any kind of damage reduction like New Sunstone Plus, so that is going to be a lot more useful. But still, Arcane Grima is going to be a weapon that you can run for its guaranteed follow-up attack and also getting the post-combat healing. You also get the true damage based on his high attack stat, so that can come in handy when it comes to functioning with a special and then retaliating back with it. And you're also going to be getting minus on special cooldown, but nowadays you can pretty much emulate that minus on special cooldown by using Emblem Marth. So even with New Sunstone Plus, if you do have Emblem Marth, you're going to be able to function as a much better near save unit. So if you're going to be running Arcane Grima, which definitely fits as a weapon for him, you can run Special Fighter 4 in this slot B so that he can get the healing and also get the guard effect. And he can also run Attack Defense Unity in a slot A because he does have pretty high attack stat. So preserving his two main stats against the debuffs is going to be helpful. And he can run Dragon's Wrath as the Sacred Seal so that he can get some kind of damage reduction going on. So the problem with a lot of the Arcane Grima builds is that it doesn't really give you any kind of damage reduction. And if you don't have Armored Blaze, then Bonfire is pretty much going to be your main option that he can try and run and retaliate back with. And because he's a slow unit, he's going to be appreciating the guaranteed follow-up attack, and he is going to be able to retaliate back with bonfires that do a lot of damage. But Armored Blaze is going to be the best special that you can run on a near save Grima, so you can try and run that. And you can also run Earthfire Boost in his slot A so that he can get the extra +5 HP, which does help him improve his bulk, and you also get the guard effect. So on a budget, you can just run Sturdy Stance 3, but Earthfire Boost 3 is going to be a bit better option because of the extra bulk. And you can also run Counter Roar 4 from the Divine Codes, and this is going to be giving you the healing and also the damage reduction, which is really helpful in tanking. Steady Breath is going to be the Sacred Seal you can run so that you can retaliate back with Armored Blazes. You can also run Emblem Marth and just run some other Sacred Seal like Attack Defense Form, so that's also an option that you can do. And you can also run him with Hardy Fighter because you do get the guaranteed follow-up attack out of Arcane Grima. So Hardy Fighter is going to be giving you a lot of damage reduction, which is not going to be pierceable like Counter Roar 4. So if you're trying to just max out on his bulk, then this could be an option. And Close Defense 4 is going to be a good slotted skill to ignore any kind of visible buffs of the enemies. And Special Fighter is going to be the Sacred Seal of choice because you can get the special charges and also the guard effect, which he's going to be missing out of this kit. So Hardy Fighter, close defense is going to be helping you if you're going to be running him in something like Ether Raid's defense, because he does have the weapon strangle advantage against Winter Edelgard, who's going to be main benchmark unit for the near save unit. So it is something you can do if you're a big Grima fan. But I do think that new Sunstone Plus is pretty much his best weapon. So it doesn't really give you guaranteed follow-up attack, and that's why you can run Vengeful Fighter 4 in the slot B to get the breath effect and also get the guaranteed follow-up attack. It also gives you the attack debuff, which does help when it comes to tanking. And new Sunstone Plus is really good with its flat damage reduction. Armored Blaze with Emblem Mart does become a 2 cooldown special, and it's a special you can trigger with Vengeful Fighter 4 really easily and retaliate back with. An attack defense unity is perfect for a unit with high attack like him. But if I had an extra Valentine Mirror, then I would definitely try and make this build. So Canny Fighter is overall going to be the best lot B scale for him, because with the flat damage reduction of new Sunstone Plus, this is really helpful. And it also helps against the null follow-up enemies, which are pretty much going to be everywhere. So you're going to be able to get that damage reduction against them. And you also get the post-combat healing, which does help with the self-sustain. Even though he doesn't really have a lot of resistance, he can still make use of the Scout skill that he can grab along with Canny Fighter. And if you're going to be ascending an asset for the max bulk, then resistance is an asset that he can pick, which is going to be helping him with the Scout skill. And he's still going to be having more resistance than a lot of the melee nukes. So it is still going to be a good skill that he can run on him as a near save unit. Now, I haven't really gone over any kind of far save builds because, like I said, it is going to be really hard to far save against the modern threats. But still, if you really want to do it, you should probably be running Hardy Fighter with Sacred Cowl. So new Sunstone Plus is really needed so that you can get some flat damage reduction. And then you can have some more unpierceable damage reduction with Emblem Ike. And Hardy Fighter with Sacred Cowl is going to be giving you a lot more damage reduction. But even then, that is probably not going to be enough to survive a lot of things. I wouldn't really recommend Exploration because it lacks the damage reduction which new Sunstone Plus gives you. And as a far savior, you might as well get every extra bit of bulk that you can try and get. And you can run Distant Counter Dragon Sacred Seal to retaliate back against the ranged threats. And when it comes to the attune skills, there are not a lot of things that you can run. Guard attune skill is pretty much the only thing, but it is going to be redundant with new Sunstone Plus, which already gives you the guard effect. So these are pretty much the builds that you can run on him. And newer Female Kana is a free-to-play unit, so you can easily run new Sunstone Plus as a better Exploration. If I had to improve Male Grima's weapon, I would do the following things. So this is again a bit unrealistic because distant counter weapons usually don't get the best of the weapon refines unless it's an exception. So I would still have the distant counter effect on him, and then I would give him around to +4 to all of his stats. And guaranteed follow-up attack is going to be needed on him as he's a slow unit. And I would give him the null damage reduction when his special triggers. So this is going to be helping him a lot with his high attack stat. And I'm going to be giving him a bit of flavor with his weapon refine, giving him +4 to all of the stats and still having the guard effect on the foe. But now he's able to get the special jumping like Brave Male Robin. So he's able to get special cooldown -2 jump before his first attack. And this is going to be helping him trigger Bonfire on the retaliation and also triggering Armored Blaze. So it is going to be helping you in enemy phasing, and special jumping is something that Male Robin did introduce. So Male Grima getting that wouldn't be that far-fetched, and this way it is going to be helping him tank better. And flat damage reduction based on 20% of his defense is certainly going to be helping him, and it is going to be a lot better than new Sunstone Plus. So with this kind of weapon refine, he's going to be able to function with his high attack stat, just pierce the damage reduction of the enemy nukes, which is not really something he's going to be able to do usually with his builds unless you run Special Spiral 4. But that is not really needed because he's going to be getting the special jumping, which is going to be helping him quite a lot. And he gets the nuking of Arcane Grima and also the tanking of new Sunstone Plus with this kind of weapon refine. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. I would love to hear. And you can click the link on the screen right now to check out my forma builds for this month's Hall of Forms. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because YouTube sub boxes is about as functional as Exploration in modern times. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.